Imagine getting up every day full of energy as if you were in your 20s again. What would that be like? What would it be worth to you? What is your health worth to you? Think about it. Your health isn't everything, but without it, everything else is nothing. And yet, too many of us are taking it for granted until something goes wrong. And no one wakes up hoping to be diagnosed with a disease or chronic illness. And yet, we've never been taught how to be proactive in our health through our school or public health. As a registered health coach and integrative health practitioner, I believe it's time this information is made available to everyone. Combining new knowledge around your health and the ability to do my functional medicine lab tests in the comfort of your own home will allow you to optimize your health for today and all your tomorrows. Don't wait for your wake-up call. Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Wait for Your Wake-Up Call podcast. I am Melissa Deely, your host, and today we are going to be jumping right in to part 2 of my episode with Jim Poole of NuCalm. Part 1 came out last week. It's episode number 160. If you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to that first, and then come back and join us here for episode number 161. I also want to point out that the link to the 7-day free trial for NuCalm, as well as a code to get 15% off any purchases that you make, is in the show notes. Perhaps some of you have already accessed that, having listened to episode 160 already. And if so, I hope you're enjoying the improved sleep, enjoying the benefits of a calm nervous system, a more focused mind, and getting 2 hours of sleep in a 20-minute session. Incredibly powerful. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in and let Jim take it away.
In our research with Harvard in 2012, the scientist Chung Kang Pang called me up and said, "Hey, Jim, did you know that 20 minutes of your rescue product is equivalent to 2 hours of restorative sleep?" And I said, "No." I said, "I don't even know what that means." He said, "Well, in the sleep architecture, we glide too much through theta. After puberty, we have hormonal dysregulation. We've got circadian rhythm dysregulation. We don't sleep that well, period, for the rest of our life. It doesn't get any better. And what you guys are doing is you're taking my brain and anyone else's brain, and you're simply guiding it in a gentle process, and you're holding me in that sweet spot of theta. You're giving me this concentrated restoration that my brain and body need." So that's what we're doing. It's not magic. It's not a miracle, though experiencing it sometimes feels that way. I'm like, I don't know how we did this, but we did. We use your ears as a carrier to present your brain with a signal that your brain follows. The complexity of the brain's ability to find patterns and recognize patterns and find shortcuts created the necessity to create a very complex physics platform. We have a very complex software because we're tricking the most complex organ in the history of Earth, the human brain, and we're doing it every single time. So the key as to why NuCalm is different than anything else in the world, first of all, we've been around longer than anybody else in the world. We've been at this for 34 years. We're science. We are FDA, Health Canada, NSS certified for sport, military approval, patents, research, clinical studies, validation. There's nothing else on earth like it. We've been standing alone as pioneers for 34 years. But I'm going to share with you, because you're going to hear a lot about binaural beats and binaural signal processing, and sometimes being cocktail dangerous doesn't help anybody. So if I know a very little, and I'm like, yeah, binaural beat, I can get a 99-cent app on Apple and puts me in a focus. No, it doesn't. So the first thing I ask people is say, "Hey, Jim, how's NuCalm different than a 99-cent app?" I said, well, why don't we start with logic? Do you think an FDA Class C medical device that sells for $6,000 might be a little different than a 99-cent app? I don't know, maybe. So logic, maybe logic doesn't work. Then I say this. Binaural beat is fascinating. It was discovered by a German scientist in 1839. And basically what it does is it elucidates the compensation mechanism of the human brain. We all know the brain has incredible capabilities to act upon our act. Any action gets a reaction.
Yes.
So compensation is how your brain works. Compensation is detrimental too, because when we take something, we get side effects. That's the brain's compensation for what you're doing to me. So in binaural beat, you want to present the brain with a signal. Maybe the signal's 12 hertz. 12 hertz is inaudible. It's alpha. And so to do that, you trick the brain. You leverage the compensation. 512 hertz in the right ear, 500 in the left ear. The brain gets those signals, says, wait a second, something isn't right here. It subtracts the difference and your brain is left with that beat. It's fascinating. Binaural beat physics is fascinating. Here's where it's not going to work. Binaural beat is a delivery. What's necessity is, what are you delivering to me? So if I order a pizza and a pizza delivery person shows up, I don't eat the pizza delivery guy. I eat the pizza. So when you think binaural beat, I don't care how you're delivering me the mechanism. What are you delivering to my brain? And historically, through everything else that's been out there, HoloSync, to Monroe Institute, to David System, you name it, there are audiophiles who figured out, wow, this binaural beat thing's cool. I'll do a static beat at 15 for focus. And the brain will fall for it the first time. The first time you listen to it, it's amazing. I mean, it's like, this is amazing. Second time you listen to it, it's really good. Third time you listen to it, it's good. Fourth time you listen to it, nothing. Because the reticular activating system has figured out the pattern, and the reticular activating system has two jobs: pattern recognition and finding a shortcut. The trick, and why this technology also has the only patent in the world for the method used to create a state change in a human being, is that Dr. Holloway knew, I got to trick the reticular activating system. I can't just present a simple beat. That's not going to work. So we have what's called a nonlinear oscillating algorithm. Nonlinear, doesn't have a pattern. Oscillating, constant dynamic movement. So we are tricking your brain every single time you listen to NuCalm. It's not one time. There's no resistance. I've listened to NuCalm for 15 years. This morning at 6 a.m., I did PowerNap. I know the physics. I know the matrix. I know all there is to know about this, and my brain fell for it yet again for the thousandth time because of the oscillating algorithm. So what we've developed, ladies and gentlemen, is the most powerful, patented, and clinically proven neuroscience method to create a state change. And from 2009 to 2018, we were a single product company. One product, $6,000 FDA Class C medical device. We were used across the United States military, Department of Defense, from the Special Forces to the Navy SEALs to the Department of Justice with BORTAC, BORSTAR, Border Patrol, FBI, used by 56 professional sports teams. Some of these teams, you know, the Golden State Warriors, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Washington Capitals, you name it, we've been there. The key and the strongest showcase of how effective this technology is the more than 2 million surgical procedures done since 2009, replacing general anesthesia. Today, there'll be more than 10,000 surgical procedures done around the world today, using rescue with a headphone and an eye mask and no general anesthesia. That's how powerful this is. Now, that's all well and good. It better be easy, Mr. Poole, because we humans, man, we'll find excuses not to take care of ourselves if it's too many steps. So I'm just warning you right now, you can bring this to the world, but if it's not easy, we're not buying it. Well, it's exactly what we've done in the last several years. For all the amazement and all the neuroscience and all the cool brain science that we've created, pioneered, developed, refined, for the last 4 years, we've become social psychologists. How do we make this easy? How do we assimilate into the daily life of a human being across the globe? Culturally agnostic, gender neutral, language agnostic. We just want to help you. We just want you to have a mobile device, headphones, and let us do the work. And that's exactly what we did. It took us a lot of time, 6 years to be exact. It took us a lot of money, but we were able to successfully transition from a Class 3 medical device to a mobile app. Now it's easy. And we went from one product to 6. So the graph I showed earlier with the 5 categories of brainwave function, We've created 6 products that manage all 5 categories. We literally have provided to you a remote control for your brain in the palm of your hand. You simply select the outcome you want. In the recovery area of cellular restoration, recovery, reparation, healing, I've got cancer, I've got Parkinson's, doesn't matter what it is. I need to heal. I need to go into that state. Rescue, PowerNap, and FlowState, it's an immersive experience. We need time and we need your energy focused on healing. You can't be doing this and be active. We are too stimulated by light. So you lay down in a comfortable place, you put an eye mask on, headphones, you select Rescue, PowerNap, or FlowState, and we take you to the state of bliss. You do nothing, but you end up meditating like a monk and getting the benefit of being a monk while you still live the life you live. That is an amazing gift to humanity. That is the key for our fundamental health, our longevity, and our resilience. If you want to stay alive and live a healthy, fruitful life, right? If health is your true wealth, you must balance and manage your stress response every single day. And rescue is the key. Rescue, rescue, rescue. Then we launched DeepSleep. DeepSleep took us 9 years to invent. We did not want you to wear a headphone. There's a lot of people with obstructive sleep apnea. There's a tool out there that can help you, a CPAP. There's a lot of people that have it in their home and don't wear it because it's not convenient. Well, wearing a headphone to go to sleep doesn't sound convenient either. So it took us a while to do this, but we created DeepSleep, and it literally puts you to sleep and slows down your brainwave function to 0.5 hertz with a speaker in your bedroom. It's the easiest thing to use. You select a track, you press play with a speaker, you're done. See you later. We'll see you in the morning. Okay, so we have recovery and we have sleep. Those are 4 of the 6 products. Then we have the action products. Focus. Remember that learning zone I was talking about with 18.4 hertz and 15 to 20 hertz range? Guess what we can do? Bring your brain to 18.4 hertz. Wow. So you mean that I can put headphones on while I'm working and I'll become distraction free, mentally clear, thinking better, solving problems better, consolidating to memory, actually learning? Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You will be an efficient mental gymnast. You'll do an amazing job at anything you want to do. And it could be chores, it doesn't matter. We're going to declutter your brain with focus, and you can listen to it for as long as you want. You can do no harm of oscillating your brain at 18.4 hertz. And then lastly, the final category is gamma. We call it Ignite. Gamma was used by the elite military special forces operators and professional athletes for 5 years before we launched this to the public. 998 people signed a confidentiality agreement. They used this technology for 5 years to prepare them, whether they're on a mission in a foreign country where every nanosecond could be life or death. They wanted to be mistake-free, high intensity, performing at their highest level, where they have access to their training and their muscle memory. Not this. In golf, there's a saying, if you think, you stink. We want you to think. We want you to operate based on your training, and you're the best trained military professional in the world, or the best trained athlete in the world. So ladies and gentlemen, 34 years, $45 million, clinical proof, validation, surgeries, credibility, influencers, celebrities, pilots, you name it. We've been helping humanity do 2 things really, really well and really important. Lower your stress response and get the restorative sleep you need so we can balance everything else that Melissa wants you to balance, which is your microbiome and your gut and your blood pressure and your metabolic processes. All of it is related to the stress response, and your body compensates with the progesterone to cortisol. All these things work. And when we're out of balance, it just gets worse because we compensate on top of that out of balance. And so for me personally, I've witnessed the transformation of so many people and seen the value of bringing this to the disenfranchised, the people that don't have a voice. Yesterday, I had the luxury of presenting NuCalm to several people with stage 4 cancer through the Comprehensive Cancer Wellness Program. And I told them, I said, this is some of the best work we do. I look forward to this presentation every month. For more than 10 years, NuCalm has been foundational and an obligation to every cancer patient in the Comprehensive Cancer Wellness Program. And we have kept thousands of people alive, thousands. And I told him yesterday, I said, I'm not here to cure you of cancer. Your body can do that. I'm here to give you peace of mind. I'm here to give you restoration. And more importantly, I'm here to give you restorative sleep. And if we do this for you, you're going to live. You're going to live a long, fruitful life. That's amazing. I have that opportunity. I mean, that's pure, humble gratitude, joy that it's me that gets to give that gift to them with tremendous confidence. We've seen thousands of people. Just about 6 weeks ago, Dr. Randy and I, who run the program, we received an email. We don't get a lot of emails from folks. And it just said, hey, I just wanted you to know that I was in your program in January of 2015. I was given less than 4 weeks to live, and I'm still alive. I've seen my 3 children grow up, and I actually have 4 grandchildren. And I just want to say thank you. That's incredible. Now, I know the truth. We didn't cure you of cancer. We gave your body the tools it needed to cure itself.
Yes.
And so this gift from Dr. Holloway and from our company and the mission we're on is simply to say, hey, we get it. We know we're all anxious. We know we're all at the highest levels of stress. We all know there's a cumulative negative consequence to not sleeping well. We know all of this. And some of us have the tools, the persistence, the knowledge, the know-how, the determination to engage in mindfulness. And most of us don't. Either we don't or we won't. And so this NuCalm technology will dramatically change your life. And the beauty of NuCalm is it doesn't take any time. The first experience you have with rescue, trust me, when you get up, you're like, what? Well, first of all, how did that do that? And what did it do? And I feel amazing. The things that were bothering me have no impact. My brain is clear. I feel present. I tell people, present in the moment without judgment. They don't know what that means because they've never felt it. It's literally getting out of NuCalm, rescue, sitting there, and there's nothing going on behind your eyes. There are no 6 layers of conversations. There are no triggers. There are no devils on your left shoulder telling you this stuff. There's nothing. You're literally just there. You're like, huh? So it's a tool that will help you in every aspect of your life. And it's not just you. Everybody in your life is struggling. I know this for a fact. And the fact is, for more than 10 years, we've been working with monks. Well, if monks are using our technology to relax, our society is in trouble. We know our society is in trouble. But literally, even monks who've been meditating for 90 to 100,000 hours are using technology to unplug and downregulate their stress. It's for you. It's for your spouse. It's for your ex-spouse. A lot of vitriol happens between relationships where there's a fine line between love and hate. And it's not you. You don't ever have to love that person again. But if you have kids, it's a really nice gift to give your ex-spouse because you know your kids are going to be better taken care of with a present, patient human being. I mean, it cascades everywhere. So if you stop for 1 second, just wrote a list of 20 people that are important in your life, and you say, wow, how does stress impact that person and that person and that person? It's really easy to see that a technology like this proliferates every aspect of our life. Some of the coolest things we see and hear are other people's observations of them. It's not, hey, I was doing it, I liked it. But when my wife looked at me and says, I finally have my husband back, I've missed him. You're just like, we did that? That's incredible. That's a gift. NuCalm is a facilitator. It's not a be-all, end-all. It's not going to cure everything that ails the world. It is a facilitator to allow you the capability to manage what we've lost. We can't manage it anymore. We haven't shown any capability to manage the stress response. We're not doing a good job at it. So earlier when you said, hey, Mr. Poole states the human race is in a race to erase the human race, I challenge anyone to prove me we're wrong, because you can see it everywhere. In every aspect of our society, we're not doing the right things. We're not making the right choices anymore. So the technology used to be $6,000. It used to be clunky. It came in a backpack with all these components. It wasn't easy, but the outcome was so powerful, people didn't care. You could interview anybody who's been using NuCalm for years. I'd pay $25,000 for that because I can't get back and I don't want to live the way I used to live. But today there are 3 monthly subscriptions. We've made it really easy and accessible. There's Rescue, which is the key for all therapy. Rescue is the healing zone. Rescue is Theta. Rescue is the key for you to live a balanced life and be healthy. Rescue by itself, one product on the app, is $14.99 a month, 50 cents a day. Sleep Suite, which is a very popular subscription, is Rescue and PowerNap that are in the category of restoration, recovery, and deep sleep. And 89% of the population today, 8.5 billion people, state they have trouble sleep. So this is a problem. We're here to give a solution. Sleep Suite is $29.99 a month or $1 a day. And then lastly, Edge. Edge is our most valuable. It's our most expensive. It's $49.99 a month, $1.67 a day, and it gets you access to everything. Deep sleep, PowerNap, FlowState, Rescue. That's in the category of rest, restoration, repair, and sleep. And then Focus and Ignite. It is our most popular. More than half of our subscriptions are monthly Edge. And then we offer 10% off for all annual subscriptions. It's very easy. You buy NuCalm on the website. You go to NuCalm.com, NuCalm. There's a free trial. Try it out for 7 days. You have access to everything during those 7 days. There's videos, there's all these assets. We're just here to help and educate and see if this fits into your lifestyle and you can make it a routine. After that, you pay 50 cents a day, $1 a day, or $1.67 a day. Your obligation is to find time in your life. Your obligation is to bring a headphone, sometimes an eye mask for Rescue, PowerNap, and FlowState, and a speaker for deep sleep. We will do the rest. We will turn you into a monk. We will lower your inflammation. We will increase your resilience. We'll increase your healing. We'll help with your gut health. We'll help with your relationships, your decision-making, your patience, your presence, your mental efficiency, and your physical output. We'll do the rest. If you literally took on one table in your kitchen, coffee, espresso, Red Bull, Monster Energy, all those energy drinks, alcohol, recreational drugs, antidepressants, anti-anxiety, and sleeping pills, and you put that on one side of the table. On the other side, all you need is a NuCalm mobile app. We've done it. We've created a method to allow you to change your mental state without the need for external stimulation. Safe, can do no harm. 15 years of serving humanity, millions of people using this. We have never had a reported single adverse event. Why? Because we're simply mimicking the body's natural pathways that we used to use to relax. That's it. So come to the family, join the NuCalm family. It's an amazing gift that keeps on giving. We love to serve. We are here to take care of humanity. And this technology, for all of its complexity and cool science, it simply works. It has never let me down. And half the time, I can't even believe it worked. And when I need it the most, it doesn't judge me. And it says, wow, you went hard last night. You probably shouldn't have done that. No, I just put the headphones on and here we go. Help me. Rescue. Hey, you travel too much. One of the craziest experiences I ever had is I traveled 37 hours. I was with Tony Robbins in Abu Dhabi, 7 days with him. And I was already exhausted. But I traveled 37 hours through Chicago to Las Vegas. A car picked me up at the airport. I was driven to a facility where I went right on stage and lectured to a couple thousand doctors. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of NuCalm. Without it, I'm a carcass. I'm not going anywhere. But you won't have jet lag. You won't have imbalance. It doesn't, replace sleep, but it makes up sleep debt. We all have bad nights of sleep here and there. Boom. 20 minutes gives you 2 hours of restorative sleep. I'll take that any day. So if I only sleep 5.5 hours one night or 6.5 hours and I do a 20-minute power nap, now I have 8.5 hours in the tank. My resilience is there. And the pace at which I keep is untenable. And I've been doing it for 15 years. I travel about 300 days a year. I've got 3 beautiful children, 22, 19, and 17. I've been with my wife for 31 years. My life is crazy and I love it. And I'm present and I'm patient. I'm healthier than I've ever been. I'm 55 and I'll probably live to be 56.
106.
I think maybe, I used to always think 80, Melissa, but I think, who knows? I told my wife the other day, I said, ask me when I'm 79. I may have a different outlook.
My goal is 100.
100 is a good goal.
Or above. And
Or above.
Yes.
Yes.
I have loved learning about this technology. I thank you for coming on the show and explaining it in a way that only you can. You explain it so clearly. And what I really love about this is I am sharing this with everybody in my life because I know from all of the people that I work with that every single human being needs this. And if clients use this between sessions, it's only going to enhance their healing between the sessions that we do together. I just had my daughter start using this. She started a new job. Guess what? Starting new jobs is stressful. She's been thrown in at the deep end. She's 25, first full-time career, thrown in at the deep end. And it's week 3. She's not sleeping because she takes everything home with her. She's in charge of a daycare. She has big responsibility for the safety of all of those children.
Wow.
In her first 3 weeks, she's had to fire people that she can't trust with the safety of the children. It's a big deal. I introduced her to NuCalm. Said, use this because you need to sleep at night so you can function during the day and so that you don't get into overwhelm that leads to burnout. She's used it for 2 nights. And the second morning I got a text going, I slept for 8 hours straight last night for the first time in weeks.
Yes, I'm sure that fills your heart with gratitude.
It does. It absolutely does, because she can function better at work. She can feel better at work. She can better support the kids that are at work, her staff, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't have to worry about her going down the path of burnout really, really fast.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure to meet people who quickly get it. This isn't our first meeting. And I think as soon as you were turned on to the concept and started learning how this works, you're like, okay, I get this. And wow, this is a gift. And to the audience, take care of yourselves. We're not here to judge. We're not here to be critical of ourselves and others. We all have stress. Stress never takes a holiday. Find ways to take care of you. NuCalm may not be the answer for you. That's fine. But something has to be, because if it's not, disease will become the answer. And that's not what you want. And it's not, hey, I'll do that next year. I'll do that next week. Like you said, this isn't about waiting for my wake-up call. This is get ahead of your life. And for those of you who take care of others, be there for the ones who love you and need you the most. Take care of yourself. So I look forward to welcoming you to the NuCalm family. Be well, take care of yourselves, and thank you very much. Melissa, it's been a pleasure to be here.
And thank you for being here, Jim. And to my audience, thank you for listening each and every week. And please, please share this episode, or it might even be 2 episodes. Share this with the people in your life that you love. Thank you, everyone. And the show notes will include how you can access NuCalm.